feel good.
Welcome back to Warhammer. So, nice Christmas for everyone. Unless, of course, you're watching this on catch up or whatever, and then happy whatever day it is.
So, we've been on holiday, so maybe we should recap what we did last time.
You nearly got murdered by beastmen.
Everyone else got.
Oh yeah.
Nearly, Gray.
You're still walking. It's fine.
Look, you just have a slightly collapsed lung, get a bike pump, and we'll fix that right up.
Then you headed down to St. Wallenstein's Rest to try and get a sword. Only to find there's a big standoff between a bunch of wizards and a bunch of monks.
Well, one wizard and a bunch of monks.
One wizard and a bunch of monks. But wizards are
still roughly equivalent.
Yeah, force multipliers. The name for this quest, by the way, is Monks and Mystics.
Monks and Mystics, yep.
Oh god.
And I was just thinking that, it would be possible to get them to one to provide a distraction for the other, as we can just sneak in, saying that they're in the middle of a debate or something. Because one thing scholars love to do is prove each other wrong.
I still think that probably the better thing to do would be to say put this on hold and then go and pick up more quests / try to complete other quests, because a lot of these things seem to be connected. So we need to get the Lord a little bit more powerful, such that he feels like he can punch the orcs a bit, and then when he does that, he can get his sword.
You know what I love about this is, so many of these quests are just interlinked.
Yeah, so we can't really some of these quests we can do, but we shouldn't do until we do other things, because otherwise we're going to piss people off that we don't need to, even because we can do it
we can do it the quick way and take a reputation hit, or try to build a reputation and do it the long way. Something instant gratification. Even then, we're not really talking to the Lord directly. We're talking to a subordinate of the Lord who would probably take credit for the event in the first place.
Oh hell yeah, because he hired us. So everything we do is.
See, even then, we're not getting full payout for value here.
Once we hit a nice threshold of survivability, then we can be more picky more picky and demanding with our jobs. This is the beginning of Battle Brothers. We're gonna take what they can offer us, and we're just trying to cobble together anything.
Everything is one. We go for everything for one skull.
Well, the entire point about this is that it's not even necessarily the whole one skull contracts and getting paid that's important. It's all about getting that experience points to make sure our bros don't die if somebody looks at them funny.
One skulls are a good way to do that. One skull.
I mean, I don't even have. I only just got armor, and I don't even have a shield. Come on.
Yeah.
Hey, all I can do is parry with a knife at the moment.
I do have a shield, but it's on loan. I forgot.
Someone else got it at the moment. All right, so as a thing, we could probably the standoff here will probably keep going until it explodes. And if that happens, we don't really have much choice.
If that happens, it'll be a lot easier to get to the sword.
Yeah.
Even then, we're not taking the skullduggery route. I have floated the idea, and it has been rejected. So I will accept this.
Your particular version of the skullduggery route has.
Yes.
There's nothing saying we can't eventually figure out something else.
Yes.
To be honest, I'm just running down the main street, humming the Indiana Jones theme tune, and hoping no one notices you was not a very good plan.
What was that, Gray?
Running down the main street, humming the Indiana Jones theme, and hoping no one noticed you wasn't a very good plan.
No. Nah. Besides, I'm a grave robber. That's tomb raiding. That is a completely different profession and requires a higher education. And this is also mausoleum burgling, which is a entirely different version of that, because we're talking urban instead of rural. Setups. Different pay grades, different levels of what's the word again? Risk.
Yep. So, if you don't want to go messing with wizards and monks, what's your plan then?
Late, I think you had an idea.
Oh, okay. If we're doing that, my idea was to say ciao and head on over to the Red Tower, and then make our way north north along the road and head out to Silver Mountain.
I think
so
we were also
Red Tower, take quests, and then Silver Mountain, and maybe see if we can finish that.
Thought we were going to Kriegsvall.
Well, we're gonna go to Kriegswall by the long route.
Mhm.
Or we can go hit the Red Tower, go to Kriegswald, and then on our way back hit the Silver Mountain.
Or we can Red Tower, Library of Duress, and then make a way, then cut across the Kriegswald. What is this right here? Is this a castle right here, or what?
The thing about Kriegswall is that the kind of job that we'd be doing there is basically kidnapping, and we're going to have to take the guy back to Magenburg, aren't we?
Yeah. What is
Well,
this?
we're not sure. We're not sure how much kidnapping it is.
What is this place right here?
Right where?
Circle target with the arrow pointed at it?
Oh, that one.
That's a ruin of some form.
A what?
Ruin.
Oh, a ruin. Okay.
So, who wants to bet greenskins or undead in there?
Most likely undead.
I'm gonna put myself down as both.
Or it could be bandits. It could just be
Undead
people.
greenskins. Okay.
Fighting against bandits. Undead greenskin fighting against bandits.
Is that ever a thing? Was that ever?
No. Undead and greenskins fighting each other and bandits, and also undead greenskins fighting everyone.
It's just a place where people keep getting revived every day. It's just a curse of the place.
The orcs love it.
All right. So we'll bid this. We'll put this one on the side as a main quest that we're not going to do through. That we're going to try to do through legitimate means.
Okay. So yeah, all I need to know is where you're heading off to.
Red Tower. Honestly, I think we're just going to Red
Silver
Tower.
Mountain by way of Red Tower probably work.
Yeah.
Yep. 1 second.
Itch.
I guess gonna say the Fantasy Ground like default portraits are great, but also horrible.
Yes, they are.
It didn't help when you used them for Calculon.
But that was my human face.
God.
That was the problem.
I was an actor bot. I was trying to get into character.
Physically.
And-
All I have is facsimiles of emotions. How do I know they're even real?
Oh,
Okay.
jeez.
Stop trying.
1, 2, 3. So you're travelling about 12 miles, so it won't even take you a day. I assume you're going to spend the night in the inn. Are you even going to talk to the wizard?
I think we did, didn't we?
No, you
Yeah,
were just about to go talk
I
to
thought
him.
we had talked to the wizard.
No, we only overheard the wizard. We were talking. We went to talk to the priest. We never did talk to the wizard.
Why is my dad jacked?
What?
Why
That's
He
not?
is a bad dad. Didn't you know that?
Yeah, because I'm going for ultimate dad.
Why am I suddenly Titus?
I'm sorry, but if the shoot fits,
I'm sorry, it's Titus.
No, fuck you.
No.
We probably should talk to the wizard.
Best.
God damn it! We probably should talk to the wizard a little bit just to see what he's looking for, and if we can get both parties happy. Because honestly, all we want is the sword. The wizard wants other stuff, possibly.
I honestly, on some level, just want to convince him to try and enter into bait with the guy. I just want to see a wizard and a monk arguing.
Stop it. Turn into a...
Well, if you're going into the inn, you will of course run into the wizard, because there's only one inn in town, so you don't really have much in the way of options. he'll be sitting at a desk with a bunch of books around him, quite easy to spot. And he'll look up and he'll greet you in Elvish, because 3 of you are elves. Oh, interesting. Did not expect to see many of the Fey folk here. And then he switches to Dwarvish. And travelling with a dwarf. That must be a story in itself. So this guy's at least
the dwarf will respond in Dwarfish, just like, yeah, you're telling me.
Yeah, normally your racial animosity prevents you from doing these things, such a thing.
The racial what?
Animosity. Animosity, there you go. My vocabulary is bigger than my ability to speak.
Y'all races don't like each other on principles.
Trust me. If they understood a lick of what I was saying, they probably wouldn't like me just as much. I don't like them.
I see. Strange bedfellows and all that. He switches back to the common tongue.
One does what one has to.
Of course.
At this point, I'm just looking at the rest of the group and saying, at some point, we really do need to learn Dwarven.
He switches to the common tongue. Welcome. Join me. It's been a good time since I've had interesting conversations. The locals try their best, but there are limits to what they can do.
Kind of done with how many different ways you can grow a broad bean.
Gray?
Yeah.
Do I see anything on him about what rank he is as a wizard?
Yeah, he's going to be like a mid-level.
Journeyman.
Journeyman probably.
Not yet tenured.
Yeah, he's
working as a
definitely
dissertation.
more towards the bookish end of scale. He's not a battle wizard by the looks of it. Although it doesn't mean he can't handle himself in a fight. But
old wizards do not get that way about being easy to kill.
Yeah, he's rimmed spectacles and eyeglasses, neat beard, pretty much your stereotypical learned wizard.
All right.
But he'll signal to the barman, drinks all around. And the barman just kind of looks a bit not put out, but you can see this guy's been here for a while, and the only reason he's being tolerated is because
he pays his tab.
His money's good. What else is he going to do?
Whine about a.
I mean, everything sounds like the way that this area has been is that that this entire section of the Borderlands has been kind of in decline, and so all the inns are probably really not seeing much traffic because nobody's coming to see this shrine because nobody survives the trip.
Yep. There's a bunch of monks here, and no one else turns up. The inn probably and also it's relatively small, and Wallenstein's Rest is off the side. If you can kind of say, if you're coming into the area, you would pretty much just go Magdeburg down to the Holly, unless you were coming to see the kind of.
It is less and more grouping place for locals.
Yeah.
Where they can get their beer.
So, yeah, I like how you're using easy, the Elvish in chat.
So, if you don't have Eltharin, does it actually translate for you?
It doesn't translate for me, interestingly. Oh no, it does. There's a translation above it. Yeah. Yeah. One of the lesser known things because we never really bothered with language before.
And most of these modules don't actually have that for some reason.
True.
Well, most people aren't crazy enough to make a language translator.
I like how it says who can understand it as well.
Oh, so actually, is there a way? So how do you do that?
There's a little speech bubble above the chat input thing.
Oh, that is really cool. Also, kind of a bit ridiculous.
Yeah.
That really is.
As a person who only know one language, fuck you guys. I'm just a humble dirt shoveler here. I ain't
What's
got
this
no this
unknown
fancy
language?
stuff.
It's a language that the system doesn't recognize and so can't actually.
What's that? The one I used.
No, the unknown language that Late's using.
That's Bretonian.
Yeah.
Like, what do you see?
It should.
MQ1FCJ0H.
Oh,
Yeah, it should actually.
so
beneath the
Bretonian
translation
doesn't have
show you.
Bretonian doesn't have a text file to go along with it.
Yeah.
Well, like it doesn't have a specific script. I think that's more of the thing, because
Well, neither does Reichspiel.
Well, Reichspiel's the common language, so it wouldn't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Reichspiel
yes.
just uses normal.
all right,
English.
that's actually really cool.
It is.
All right, so let's go on and do what we were talking about before.
Yeah.
So he was saying hello. He's essentially trying to wine and dine us, and I don't see a problem with this. Let's keep it.
Yeah,
going.
he's going to buy you a fine meal and as much drink as you can get.
I'm going to drink as much as I can get.
Excellent
Oh,
drinking
God.
contest.
Consume alcohol.
I
You
am
have
not.
to
See, this dwarf actually does not know how to hold his liquor very well.
consume alcohol test. Go.
Which
Let me
page
go
is
and find
that?
the rules for that. There we go.
What page?
Something tells me that we're going to end up getting drunk off our
I
asses
pass
and
out.
going to the tomb.
So what is he giving us?
Whatever you want. The bar would have probably spirits and beer. Probably wine isn't going to be much. You can't get wine down here. So,
I need to look and see what
the bartender will say he has a small amount of cider, local cider, but due to disruptions in the supply chain, he's running low, so he's had to increase the price. It was very popular, but the kind of breakdown of the kingdom has meant it's very hard to get it anymore.
Armies are taking up basically all the standing supplies.
No, apparently it's something to do with the fact that the brewer is in an apple vine. The apples are created in one of the valley.
Are we dealing with a small level of globalization here, where the entirety of the area was used to make this one thing?
Yeah. So basically, the apple vine apparently made the cider. The fertile valley brewed the apples. Unfortunately, there's now, whichever way you go, there's another kingdom in the way who wants tariffs and stuff like that. So,
Free trade.
Yeah. So there is some cider, but not much, and it's expensive. Not that you care.
Well, the dwarf is going to have a bit to drink, but not. There's no need to. I don't think there's any need to do a drinking contest thing unless we're actually having a contest.
Gary is already passed out.
Again, he's rolling against 20 to not get progressively more drunk.
Yeah, Mendel's gonna err on the side of caution and just get water.
Oh, that's actually on the complete opposite side of caution, man.
Do you want to drink the local water? What?
Yeah, I'll just take a small cup of beer.
Well, okay. The
I mean, honestly,
weakest
it's like if
stuff
you
they have.
see,
then.
as long as you drink, as long as you don't like have much more than one or maybe two drinks, you're probably fine.
The closest thing they have to water that has still been fermented at some point.
Yeah, you can have the number of alcoholic beverage equal to your toughest bonus.
Yay.
I only can drink 2 drinks.
Same.
So, more drinks.
So if everyone's going to get drunk, so if some people aren't going to get drunk, the wizards kind of like look around and just kind of not sigh, but you can see he's a little bit disappointed. he was going to get you stinking drunk and then try and get you to sign a contract that you were going to do something for him while drunk.
Well, except that there's actually only a chance that you can actually do that for stinking drunk, because one of them is you pass out in a pool of your own vomit.
Yeah.
I love the stinking drunk table. It's great. It's heavily weighted to you act normally but with big penalties, or you vomit. Everything else is a little bit less.
Yeah.
All right. So we heard about your troubles with the local clergy.
Oh, yeah. Small town people. What can I say? I'm here with these amazing, near breakthrough ideas, and they won't let me in.
No real appreciation for science or for thaumatas.
Like, I managed to get a grant for this idea. It's groundbreaking. We're talking 9th color of magic groundbreaking.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. So, we only heard a little bit of it. You wanted to see some of St. Wallen.
Yes. See, there is a noticeable effect of holy people. Holy people have an ability to work on magic that does not depend on the winds of magic. Therefore, there must be something powering it. I need just to get my hands on some holy relics, and then I can do some experiments and try and track this. Because if we could tap in to faith as a source of magic, make it more reliable, make it more powerful, imagine what we could do. We could force chaos off the planet.
Which is actually funny because see, I'm not saying this in character, but which is actually funny because the wizard is also going to be going into faith as well. And technically, the dwarf is eventually going to be going into being a runesmith, which is magic but not. So a ton of people in this party are going into magic of some kind or another that's not magic.
That is legitimately the point of games that have magical systems. That sooner or later everyone becomes a wizard of some sort.
But
even in D&D, you are just basically a wizard that uses tools.
Yeah, but that is true. That is true though. The divine stuff, technically it doesn't use the winds of magic, but they do have magic effects, and even if the rules in system are mostly the same.
Well, the thing is, in the Warhammer universe, it's kind of like the same thing. It's just it's belief type deal. One's just using chaos, like the sheer power of chaos, and the other one is using the residual background effect of it, like making gods within the warp type deal.
Yeah.
Poor Jerry's got no idea what's going on in chat.
Yeah, no.
Jerry, no, look. I already rolled my consume alcohol. I got a 61.
Well, that means that you're drinking. So you failed it once. That means that further tests are even more difficult.
What's occurred for the next test?
Well, what were you drinking?
I'm drinking the hard cider.
That's ale, isn't it?
That's ale, basically, yeah.
Crumble type stuff.
Yeah, I forget. I think ale is easy or very easy.
I point to the barrel that's slightly glowing.
Ale and wine are routine. Spirits is average. Beer is easy.
I just forget what the progression is. That's more the thing.
Yeah.
All right. So what's my negative?
Well, it's just it goes one higher in terms of difficulty, but it's the same test.
So
it doesn't matter how badly you failed it.
Still failed. Is that challenging, or you get a bonus for that thing?
That'd be challenging at that point.
Yeah. Okay,
yeah. Challenging is challenging is -10.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you had routine, that was +10. Average is nothing. Challenging is -10.
So yeah. Anyway,
Basically,
still
we're
you're
just messing around with the system. Drinking
Yeah, we're
contest
just messing
maybe.
around. All right. And you're just looking for some of his artifacts in order to study them.
Yes, that's the idea. If I can get hold of like something that belonged to him, that'd be great. The best would be like a small bone. I'm not asking for like his skull or anything big like that, although his skull would be amazing. But a finger bone or something like that. Just a small part that I can run my tests on. They're non-invasive. They'd be able to get it back, but no. Apparently, just going in now, just not going to happen.